What's up, YouTube? The Raven Gamer here, and I am the Raven, and I have my Game Boy Pocket. I got this when I was a sophomore in high school, so it's about 16, 17 years old, and I haven't played it in 16 or 17 years. So I wanted to open it up and make sure the insides were very clean. There's actually something small rattling around in there. I don't really know what it is, but I did put batteries in it and turned it on, and it works just fine. And it's actually in damn good condition. There's not really any scratches, no damage to it. I don't know if you can tell this, but it's red, and it actually has Pokemon Red in the Game Boy at the moment. But most astonishing, and what amazed the piss out of me, is that my original save file in Pokemon Red is still on here after 16 or 17 years. And, I guess that's a testament to battery backup on Nintendo cartridges. So I removed the battery compartment, and there are 6 screws on this. There's 4 in the main body, and then 2 in the battery compartment. And these aren't normal screws. They're not Phillips or flatheads. They actually take a security bit screwdriver, a tri-wing bit screwdriver, which I have right here, and I also have a Phillips screwdriver for the screws on the circuit board that are going to be in the inside. I'm probably going to take that off and make sure there's no dirt or grime in there. So I'm going to take these screws out, and then I will meet you guys back here. So we have the Game Boy apart, and you can see the 2 halves. There are 4 Phillips screws holding this metal shield on that I'm going to take off. And then the circuit board looks like it's actually only held on by 2 screws here, and then there's an additional 2 holes here that hold the circuit board on, but I guess they have a dual function. It's 2 of the tri-wing screws that we took out when you take the body off, and apparently they also hold the circuit board in place. So we're going to start with this side, and we're going to get these 4 Phillips out, and then we're going to clean this up with some Q-tips, and I don't have any denatured alcohol, which would be preferable, so I'm going to use some Windex on this very lightly. Okay, so I've removed the shield on this half of the Game Boy, and I've given it a good detailing on the inside and the outside of it, and cleaned the battery pack up, and I'm just going to set those aside to dry. You want to make sure that they are completely dry before you put them back together again. And next, I am going to very carefully remove the circuit board, but first we have to remove to disconnect this ribbon, and there should be some tabs on it that I'm gonna remove the ribbon, and then remove these 2 screws, and hopefully very carefully pull out the circuit board. I've actually never had this or any other Game Boy apart before, so this is a new experience. Okay, so we have the circuit board removed, and there are actually 3 screws on it. There was 1 screw in the very middle, and then I very gently pulled it out, and this ribbon was attached to this. Now, right here on the very top of the ribbon are 2 white tabs. You need to pull each of those white tabs up, and then gently pull this ribbon out, and then this whole circuit board will come off. And it's pretty clean, at least this side of it. The only thing really that I'm going to clean on the other side is I'm going to use a dry Q-tip and clean up the speaker amp, whatever that piece is. It's got some dust on it because obviously it's exposed through the speaker right here. So I'm going to I don't want to mess with the LCD panel, so I'm going to leave that in there. But I'm going to very carefully clean this side of it up, and I am going to remove the buttons and give those a nice cleaning. Okay, so we've finished detailing this side of the Game Boy Pocket and just a few areas on the circuit board, and cleaned all the buttons, and now we're going to start putting it back together. I already put this metal piece back on just because it was easier with the small screws. So we're going to put the buttons on now. Then first we'll start with the A and B button, and they really only go in one way. And then the start and select button. Doesn't really matter how you put those in. And the D-pad. Okay, now we have these little protective coverings. We have a big hole here which will fit onto this this prong, and the same with the D-pad's cover. It's got these two holes on the side which fit on these two little spokes on either side of the D-pad. Okay, so we put our circuit board back into the Game Boy, and we just need to put in these 3 Phillips that we took out earlier. And I already pre-started them just to make things a little bit easier with one hand. But all we have to do is tighten these down, and then we're ready to reattach the 2 halves of the Game Boy and test it out, and hopefully it will still work. The ribbon, when we reattached the ribbon to the circuit board, you just had to use a little bit of pressure to make sure it goes in all the way, and then make sure you snap those 2 white snap or clamps on the sides. You definitely have to make sure you get those. Okay, so we put our tri-wing security screws back in, all 6 of them. So kind of a pain, but anyway. Put some batteries in it, and hopefully it still works. And power light came on. Well, no game, so what I'll do is put Pokemon back in there. Light coming on is a good sign. And I see Nintendo's logo. And it looks good. Now, I'm gonna just briefly, I want to say these this tri-wing security screwdriver that I got. I actually bought some a 3.8 and a 4.5 millimeter security bit for my systems, and this came with it, I guess, for free. Well, it's a really bad screwdriver. I just got it the other day, and basically I've only used it on this Game Boy, and it's already starting to get chewed up, you know, and just the head is starting to strip on it. So if you are looking to buy a tri-wing security screwdriver, make sure you get a better quality one, because you're just going to be forking out some more money. So just make sure you don't. I mean, this black metal, I have no idea what kind of metal this is, but I mean it sucks. So just fork out a little bit of cash and get a better one, which is what I'm going to have to do, because I probably only got a couple or 3 more uses out of this, and it's going to be gone. I tried to use this to take apart one of my memory cards for my GameCube, which is strange that it even required a tri-wing. Usually they require the 3.8 or the 4.5 millimeter security bit, but I did take this and I tried it, and I couldn't. I don't know if the screw itself was seized up or whatever, but it wouldn't even come out. I couldn't do nothing with it. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Hope this has been entertaining, and I thank you for watching. I have a Game Boy Advance that I'd like to take apart. I found it in a trash, and I don't know. I don't even know if it works. It's kind of in rough shape. It's missing its battery compartment, but I'd like to tear it apart and clean it up and see if I can get it working. So maybe I'll make another video for that. But I hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you.